Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Brett McCollum, and I'm here today with Michael Dunn. And today we're going to talk about transitioning from contractor to investor broker. Guys, before we do, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs to 5X their businesses to allow them to build the businesses they've always wanted and allow them to live the lives they've always dreamed of. Without further ado, Mike, how are you, man?
Doing great. How you doing, Brett?
Man, doing good. We were talking pre-show, getting to know each other a little bit. Man, I'm genuinely really excited to talk with you, Mike. You have a lot of information to offer, and I cannot wait to get into it. That being said, man, give the people a little bit of history. Who's Michael Dunn? Who are you, man? Catch us up.
Cool. All right, just to try and keep that short. I mean, I am a father. My kids are the most important thing in the world to me. And everything that I do is really for them, right?
Yeah.
And what am I? I'm big into music. I'm a martial arts guy. I do some yoga. Hit the gym. I love hiking. That's all my pastime sort of stuff. And I'm just immersed in real estate day to day.
Love it. We didn't talk about this pre-show. Now you got my.
You got your interest.
My curiosity. So I'm also a musician. What kind of music are you into, Mike? What do you do with that?
I am a hard rock blues kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I play some guitar. I play some bass. I love banging on drums.
Sounds like we need to be best friends.
That's good. Let's do it.
Yeah. So all right. So you got husband or father. You got the music thing and the martial arts. So you got a lot of history. Real estate. That's the show. That's what we're here talking about.
That's what we're here to talk.
But man, that's no less interesting. I love the side stuff that we both have together. Catch me up on that a little bit. I know we talked pre-show, your exposure to real estate's been kind of, your dad was a builder or something. What was going on there?
Yeah. All right, so I grew up swinging a hammer. I mean, I've always been involved in houses, and just trying to figure life out as a teenager or whatever. You're supposed to figure out, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right?
We're kind of still figuring that out, aren't we?
Still trying to figure that out, but listen, I'm on the road right now because I'm driving for dollars, and I pulled over obviously for the podcast. But if I look around anywhere in the world, what am I surrounded by? Well, it's buildings.
Yeah.
It's houses, it's buildings. It's a no-brainer that these things are being built, they're being bought, and they're being sold, no matter what the economy is doing, no matter where I am in the world. So that seems like a logical thing to be involved with, right? It's like food, clothing, shelter. Farming is hard. So I think I'm just going to stick with the houses. So,
but it wasn't always that way, right?
What's up?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
For you, like, it wasn't always that mental, like, oh, like real estate, like it wasn't always that for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, again, my father was a builder. I grew up swinging a hammer. I was renovating houses with him, learning the trades, and I saw the guys who were doing this for 20, 30 years, and I said, listen, the utmost respect for people who work in the trades all of their lives, but I also saw people who were just physically exhausted.
Sure.
And a lot of these guys hadn't gotten that far in life. And I said, well, gee, I'm a pretty bright kid. I probably should go to college. So I went to college and I studied what interests me. Now, what interests me is anthropology. Well, what are you going to do as an anthropologist? I didn't want to actually be like a professor or anything.
Right.
Being surrounded by college-age girls for the rest of my life might not be a good idea. So, I said, well, so during the course, listen, I came from I had nothing. There's no seed capital with me.
Mm-hmm.
I was paying for college out of my pocket. So it was tough. I ended up starting a painting company. And, of all of the trades, I just find painting a rather zen thing to do. I don't mind doing it, and I'm pretty good at it. I did some tile and flooring and stuff too. But anyway, I started this painting company. This is in Albany, New York.
Okay.
In, I want to say 2000, 2001, 2002, right? I wish that I had bought everything I could get my hands on at that time, but, I didn't know what I didn't know. But what I did learn was I'm painting these apartments for, guys, it turns out they're investors, right? So they own multiple buildings. They're 3 or 4 family houses. It's a big college market up there, lots of student housing. And, I end up getting to know one of these guys. I'm talking to him. He's picking these things up at auction for like 20 grand. I said, wow. 20 grand? It had never even occurred to me that I would be able to buy a house. I just wasn't it was not on my radar as something that was achievable for me at, 21, 22 years old.
Right.
So, and I didn't buy them. I wish I had, but I didn't. But what it did was it planted a seed.
Sure.
But I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy who owns the house, not the guy painting the house. Right. So I was able to leverage all of that construction experience, and I was getting tired of Albany. So I said, I had actually found an opportunity in New Jersey. So I come down to Jersey. I was originally from, I grew up on Long Island. I've lived, downstate, upstate. So I'm here in Northeast New Jersey. I've got family roots here. So I ended up getting an opportunity to manage and eventually get seller financing on, there was this business owner. He wanted me to run the business, and then eventually he'd sell it to me. So this was in the restoration business, fire, flood, mold, right? So I took that company over and I turned it into one of the biggest restoration companies in the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
That business can be very profitable. It's very, very draining. You're dealing with people day in and day out who have had a disaster. It's not Mrs. Smith who's happy that she's getting a new kitchen. They had a fire, they had a flood. Plus, you're dealing with the insurance companies, and that's not fun. it's a lot of toxic environments. There's a lot of toxic chemicals in that business.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I got tired of that. But before I got tired of it, I bought out a competitor. And I ended up, long story short, over the span of 15 years, I bought, built, and sold 3 companies.
Okay.
I wanted to get out of the restoration side of things and just flip houses. So I ended up getting my real estate license because I started talking to agents. I started flipping houses. I did a couple of flips.
Let me pause you for a second before we get too far into the flipping thing.
Yeah.
All right. So buying and exiting 3 different companies. Wow. Also, I don't want to gloss over that too quickly.
Okay.
Like, that's pretty cool. What were those 3, like what 3 types of businesses were they?
Well, they were, I believe the term is vertically integrated, right? Where they feed into each other. So I had the restoration company, I had a cleaning company, and I had a construction company.
Wow.
Those businesses all feed each other.
But they're all independent at the same time. Yeah.
But they were all independent at the same time.
That's right.
And I used each one of these businesses to extend the coverage of the other businesses.
Got it.
So, right. So they, each of the companies were about.
Did you sell them at separate times or at the same time?
I wish I had done things differently.
Okay.
So actually, I think business brokerage is attractive to me now as a business because of the experience that I had and the lessons learned from doing some things wrong. Honestly,
right.
Those are the best lessons you can learn. Honestly, right?
We don't want to learn those lessons, but they're the ones we need.
No, but they're incredibly valuable. Yeah. It's like, listen, not only did I learn what not to do, I learned how to recover from doing that. Like I made a mistake and I learned how to handle that when things go wrong. And the knowledge of how to handle when things go wrong, there's things to do and there's things not to do that will make your situation even worse.
Yeah.
So, I wish things had played out a little bit differently, but that's too long of a conversation to have right now. But these were 3 complementary businesses, and they were in areas that were about, you could triangulate, an hour apart, right? So they extended the coverage area of the other 2 businesses. I would have loved to have been able to pull all of that into one entity, let that, season that for a couple of years and then sell it. That was my intention. Things did not go according to plan. All right. Sometimes that happens. One of the guys who did it's a long story. It's a long story. It's a good one, but I'm not going to get into it right now.
So
what I ended up doing.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What I ended up doing was I said, listen, I've got this, real estate license in my back pocket. Mm-hmm. And, I'm really not impressed with the caliber of agents that I'm meeting out here. So I said, I think I can do what they're doing a lot better. So, like I said, I wanted to move away from the insurance restoration business and start flipping houses. So I did a bunch of them.
Were you a contractor at this point still?
Yes. I still had my contractor's license, but what I had done was I had dialed my business way down.
Sure.
I leaned it out. I think there's something to being in your 20s, 30s, where you just want to build the biggest freaking thing that you can. That's not where the sweet spot Like, so I did that. I built that, and I was like, I have created a monster.
Yeah.
It owns me.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah.
It dictates where I go and what I do. It was too much. So I went back to a time where I said, this was the sweet spot. I had an admin, I had like 4 or 5 guys, but they were really good. That's it. That was the sweet spot. So I took that and I started really leveraging subs more, and I started flipping houses and utilizing my real estate license myself to go get those houses and to sell them.
And the fact that you have your contract, your contractor license, exactly, like, hey, I know exactly how the big step 1, A to Z, exactly what to do. I'm making sure that it's done right. I want to double back though for
and
2 seconds.
Saving that 20%.
That part, that's a fact. I'm going to double back on something, Mike, for a second. You made comment like in your 20s and your 30s, just building the biggest and craziest and most awesome thing. And then, looking back, I've heard more people, that have went through that, had that life experience. And that's not to say that scaling business is bad at all, but it sounds like what you were saying is like, like you said, you created a monster, you did this, and there was no peace in that at the time. Like when you look back at it and now you're going, I'm searching for opportunity that both provides income, but also peace. Yeah,
you nailed it. Every day was just constantly putting out fires. There's always something burning. When you're running something that big, something's always on fire.
And that's why I brought it back up, because the audience, that you guys that are listening here, I want you to hear somebody that's been through that and can say, and I'm not, hey, listen, neither one of us are qualified enough to say this is exactly how you guys should do this. But I do think it's worth hearing it again. Peace is more important than chaos.
Peace is more important. And I've got a lot more peace now. And I'm making just about as much money as I was. But I come and go as I please.
I can hear it in your voice, Mike. I can hear it in your voice. You don't have that tension in that.
I started off by saying, right, like I do internal martial arts. I do yoga. I meditate. I do breath work. Like, I'm a pretty chill guy. And I've got this beautiful son at home who, now he's 7. So when he was born, it's like, I want to be here for this.
Yeah.
And now we're homeschooling him because thankfully I can pay the bills, So my wife is home with him. I see him all the time. I'm a part of his life, and I'm not going to have that if I'm running around 60 hours a week trying to run this big machine for what? So I've met guys at Investor Fuel events.
Yeah.
Who are running huge companies, and they're chill. Dude, they're doing it right. So I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying when I was 34, I didn't know how to do it the right way.
Right.
And I had nobody guiding me, and I didn't seek out a mentor. I didn't seek out a coach. And that was all a failure. But I also think...
Hindsight being what it is, right? Yeah.
Hindsight being what it is. I also think that if you think back like 10 or 15 years, the concept even of like coaching and mentoring, it wasn't quite as forefront, as it is now. Now we have that understanding, and there's so much, I think because of social media, right?
Right.
Like now we know once you reach this certain, like you've got to have a coach, you've got to have a mentor. even people at the highest levels. But I don't know. I just didn't know that. And I think I would have benefited from that. But again, that's one of those like hard lessons learned, right?
Right. Right.
So, yeah, so where am I? I guess, I was flipping houses and then, started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're at the so you kind of exiting out of those 3 businesses. You're flipping houses now. You still have the contractor thing. How do you fit into the broker side of things now? Like, that's because I know pre-show when we were talking, like the difference in, I did this, I was doing this, talking about a little, and then the broker thing, your eyes are bigger, and I'm like, oh man, this is,
yeah.
So
because
catch me up to speed on that. What's going on with that?
I tell you this. Let me preface this by saying it isn't necessarily my goal to be a top producing realtor for the next 15, 20 years, right? It's not. I'm very grateful for the success that I've had in the business. It is a means to an end. What I wanted to do was find more peace in my life. And I thought to myself, of all of the tools that I have in my toolbox, all the tools I keep picking up, what's the one that I actually kind of like using the most? And it was the real estate license.
Wow.
It sounds simple, but I like looking at houses. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I like for myself shopping around for a house. I like negotiating a deal. I like the excitement of, are we going to get it? And then when we do get it, and the negotiations along with the inspections and the back and forth, and then the excitement of closing day, whether it's my deal or somebody else's.
Right.
I like that part of the business. And, at some point, like a lot of us, flipping single family houses, we're going, I don't know, the commission this guy just made is pretty nice. And it's not like this business is not without its headaches. Oh,
sure.
Well, wow. They're there. But the thing is, it's all relative to what I come from and what I was dealing with. This is a breath of fresh air.
Right.
For somebody who is coming from maybe a low stress kind of career and you try to become a full-time real estate agent, you strap yourself in.
Right? Yeah.
It's intense. It's a bumpy road. There's a lot of feelings. It's right.
Yeah.
So I've done a few commercial deals too as a broker, and there's less feelings on the commercial side.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot. Yeah.
I'm inclined. I may go in that direction. And with my brokerage, I can make the switch over to commercial. And we're nationwide. So anyway, I enjoy the brokerage side. And for now, I'm happy doing it. I have no overhead. I have no employees. I have peace of mind. I come and go as I please. I work every day, but I work what I want.
Right.
And like I said, I'm making as much money now as I was before. And I'm not babysitting 28 carpenters.
But with peace behind it. Yeah. And I love that, man. That's
peace.
And that's experience that leads you to that. And so I think I was talking with somebody recently and we were talking about this very thing. It's almost a little bit cheesy to say, right? We've heard it before, but the things that you've been through didn't happen to you. They happened for you.
Yeah.
And maybe the things that you went through and the things that I go through, that we all go through, maybe you didn't get to this piece that you're at today without having to know how to look back at something. That hindsight we talked about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
100%.
And that's the beauty. It's all perspective. It's all how you decide you want to go back, look at it. And now you've got your boy at home. You've got, you're able to spend time there. You're able to enjoy that moment of life. Because I'm also I have 4 kids myself, and I can tell you in seasons of stress, I don't like the father that I am versus seasons of peace. And my kids deserve that side of me, And so 100%. You've done it, man. I'm proud of you. I know we don't know each other that well, but I'm proud of you, man. That's super cool.
Right. Am I showing up as the man that I want to be?
Yeah.
When you're raising a girl, you're showing her what she should be looking for in a man.
Dude. Yeah.
And when you're raising a boy, you're showing him, you're demonstrating to him what a man should be. So what are those examples that I'm setting? Like, how am I showing up for the people who I would rip my heart out of my chest and hand it to them if they needed it? How am I showing up for them?
Right.
Right? Like, you can count those people on one hand.
And it's important, too, that we show up for them in seasons of difficulty, and they see how we handle it, because
they see how you handle that. And that's, yes, they knew what I was dealing with. And you grow through adversity. You're only stronger through adversity, right? I mean, that's martial arts, right? I come from Kung Fu. Yeah. So, I mean, that's so like the bamboo that never gets blown around by the wind, you know, can't handle that. You have to grow, right? Like a tree that grows with indoors. Yeah. You grow a little tree indoors, right? Sweet. The tree that grows outside on the top of a mountain, that the winds and the climate and dealing with all of that is that's the strong wood.
Right.
It's just like that that's life.
Dude, that's powerful. Like, and I think it's important. You know, there's a lot of people out there today that, you know, some people, you know, have it all together. Sure, maybe. Most of us don't. You know, we're still growing. We're still learning. We're still evolving. We're still, you know, and I like the ability to be able to look back and say, this is what I went through. This is where I'm at today. And then I'm still looking forward to the future. Yeah. You know, I'm
not done yet.
That's exactly it. We're never, I mean, when you're only done when you're only done, sorry to be morbid, you're only done when you're dead.
Yeah. True.
You know,
I'm not even sure you're done then.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and even then, if we did a good enough job as, you know, husbands and fathers, we leave a legacy behind that carries with us too, right? So, yeah, man, this has been phenomenal. I'm glad we got the chance to catch up and talk, Mike. You know, we are to kind of wrap things up a little bit, though. If people were to want to reach out to you, this resonates with you guys and want to connect with Mike in some way, what's the best way for that to happen?
Yeah, man, I feel like I could talk for another hour.
Definitely.
I'll just give you my cell and I'll give you my email.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm fine. Anybody who wants to reach out to me. Like I said, I'm a full-time agent and investor. I still take on projects. I'm here in North Jersey. My brokerage, I cover the entire country. Mm-hmm. And I've gone out of my way and put a lot of time and effort into connecting with awesome agents all over the place.
Perfect.
So if you're looking for like an investor-minded agent anywhere in the country, hit me up. I will connect you. My cell is 201-693-6278. Text me, please. Mm-hmm. Not random phone calls.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because I schedule all of my calls. I got a bunch of email addresses. The best one is going to be flippartnermike@gmail.com.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll make sure that goes in the show notes. And guys, seriously, like, connect with Mike. I mean, he knows his stuff. Like, when you've built houses since you were like knee high to a grasshopper, and now you're, you know what I mean? And at the experience level that you've got, there's just so much to glean information out of him from. So I encourage you guys to connect with that. But man, Mike, it's been a great show. Again, thanks.
Great chatting with you, Brett.
Thanks for having us, today. And guys, I look forward to catching you guys up on the next one. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.